Yo, what is good, everybody? Welcome to another back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. Finally, I know it's been maybe about a week, couple weeks, since the pay-per-view, but I kind of want to let the pay-per-view marinate and let things happen. Undisputed. We're finally giving me my take. I was there, so I'm gonna give you my take of certain things that happened. Especially the main event, because there's a lot of questions about the main event and stuff like that. I'm sure you guys know the results and stuff. So, well, this is my take on Undisputed. Before we get started with my review of Undisputed pay-per-view, leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And of course, I apologize again. I apologize for me and the lack of uploads. I've had some drama recently between me and another content creator. And, you guys will find out if you guys follow the Discord, or if you guys are in the Discord, which if you're on the Discord, what are you doing? Get in the Discord. Me and a certain content creator, because of her, she did something goofy, which, I just did not understand. And we're gonna address it. And there have been sneak dissed and all types of stuff. So we will be responding to that content creator. For those who know already, Last of You, if you guys want to know who knows, Last of You knows who I'm talking about. He watches this, he knows exactly what I'm talking about. And who knows, he might be a part of the video. I might have Last of You, because I think we need to teach a lesson to these content creators who act like, they can say and do whatever they want, especially when people don't even do nothing to them. And I've always been the person who, I'm going to speak on this real quick. I'm going to go more into it when I do my response, whatever video you want to call it, to her. And no, it's not Natalie, y'all. So y'all would know it's another person. If you guys follow me, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah. I'll address it more, but I want to kind of teach a lesson to these content creators. That's like, bro, like, y'all be banning people and doing all this for no reason. And half of the time it be people don't even do nothing to y'all. And there's an old saying, guys, it be the ones closest to you that be your enemies. There's another saying. Keep your enemies close. Keep your friends close. Keep your enemies closer. So stay tuned for that. I don't know when I'll be dropping it. I got 2 other videos dropping before that, but stay tuned for that. But enough of that other content. Don't worry, we're gonna have a whole hour-long discussion about that when I drop that video. So I don't want that video to be about her anyway. Or this video be about her. My review. Let's start with from top for bottom. We're gonna get to the main event, but Dom versus Akil Carr. Now this was a last-minute replacement. Darnell Rogers was originally supposed to be the matchup for left-hand Dom. Darnell got injured, so Akil Carr came in last minute. And Dom dominated pretty much from start to finish. There was no defense being played, no hands, no nothing. It was just Dom had his way. 30-7, yo. It was BTA, belt ass. Like, oh my gosh. Like, Dom was cooking Akil Carr. And I had Dom winning because it was like last minute and all that stuff. And, as you guys are going to see some of these clips right here, look at this. This is horrible defense. Jab. Bing! Shout out to Eugene. But yeah, that's way too much space. Like, we're going to go back into more right here. Look, jab, get to the body. He's too little. Like, it was getting, like, bro, it was getting dark, y'all. Like, jab, dribble, 1-2, into the body. Oh, my gosh, that was so tough. Oh, let me get to the rest of Dom's highlights. We got more highlights for Dom. Don't worry. That's not the only highlights for y'all. We got more highlights of Dom right here. I want to give you all the highlights. Body. That's so tough. Gets the body. Like he was having his way. Look, this is bad. Like, what are you doing? And it was all game, y'all. It was all game. You know, I don't know, like, that shit over him. But I was over there, y'all. Y'all can't see me. I don't know if I could pause it. But I was in the cloud for sure. I just wasn't on the court, but I was on the cloud. I was like all the way up in the stands, but I was definitely over there. Bing! Oh my God, Dom, chill out, Dom. Give me one. Boom! Killing this nigga, like, another one. Like, come on, bro, you can't. These dudes is pros. Yeah, but that was it. Dom pretty much gave BTA to kill Carr, and that was pretty much it. I don't really have too much to say. If I were to rate that game 1 out of 10, it was just a 6 to me. It was just Dom put BTA. Dom did what he was supposed to do. Put belt to ass to kill Carr. And who would I like to see Dom play now? I want him to play Darnell, his original matchup. I hope we get that at the next pay-per-view at All-Star Weekend. Moving on. Nesco versus probably the most shocking, not the result, excuse me, but the way it went down. 30-1. Nesco versus Ty Lawson, the rematch from Summer Jam. Nesco put belt to ass on Ty Lawson. Nesco put belt to ass. Bro, when I was watching this in person, y'all, I was like, bro, what? Like, I couldn't believe... Like, I had Nesco winning, but I was just like, what? Like, I couldn't believe it. Like, he was having his way. Like, and Ty Lawson was not playing defense. Nesco was just having his way, cooking. It was 16-0 at halftime, y'all. And the only basket that Ty Lawson had was a free throw, bro. It was bad, y'all. It was bad. It got dark for this nigga. And it was, oh my gosh, it was bad. So let's get into Nesco's highlights. Veer step into the body. Oh my God. Like, it was getting bad. Like, off the catch, shoot the ball. And Nesco popping it too. Y'all can't even hear Nesco. I'm not playing the audio because I don't want to get copyrighted. But, like, look at this. Tween. This is when it was 16 more. Look at the score. 14 more. They just said 16 more. Like, the crowd was shocked, y'all. Like, when Nesco was going dumb, the crowd was shocked. Look, this was nasty. Spin move made him touch earth. Oh my gosh, Nesco. Nesco. Hold on, we're going to get to the full clip highlights. Y'all already know. I'm going to get to the full highlights. Y'all know me, man. Hold on. Let me get to the full highlights. You got to give Nesco his credit because Nesco went on a fucking... like, bro, it was straight BTA. Look at this. From the get-go. Set the tone early. Nesco was on it. And he told him 30-10, but it was worse than that. This is spin move. Oh, my God. Look at the score. 20-1. Nesco killing this nigga. Float. Tween. Midi. Oh, my God. Tween. Bye-bye. Yo. He was killing Ty Lawson, y'all. Look. Just cross. Spin move. And one. He let on that guy. He's out let on that guy. And one. Bing. Yo, let's go. And then this was for game. Look at this for game. Yo, bro, Nesco was popping it. Y'all, I don't know if y'all can barely see me. I'm like, yo, like Nesco was on one, y'all, and it was bad, but Nesco really one of them ones, bro. Like I ain't even gonna try to like act like Nesco is one of them ones. And he proved it. 30-1. Who would I like to see Ness play again? I either want to see him play LP or Zay. That's what I think Nesco's next matchup. I know everybody want the lat matchup, but to be honest, we're never gonna get TNT versus OTD. That beef is getting way out of hand, and I just don't see that ever happening. So, I say either LP or Zay rematch for Nesco next. So, that's what I think we should do as far as Nesco. I know he wants to play Trey Burke potentially, but as far as next, that's what I think. So, next, Bruce versus Zay. Now, obviously, I think we all knew Zay was going to win, but Bruce put up a fight. Bruce is a top 10 guy. Bruce rarely loses. And, it could have gone either way, but I feel like Zay, his experience, I think he was going to find a way to win. And what I loved about Zay in this 1v1 was he made an adjustment from the Rob loss. I always have said, if Zay's hitting threes, you might as well forget it. There's nothing you could do because he's going to drop to the paint damn near half of the game and score half his points off of floaters and crazy layups. But now he's added a top of the key three. And he was getting to that all night. Float out, three. Float out, three. And he made like 6 or 7 threes. Which is huge. Especially a game to 30. And he ended up winning 30-21. But it was just, Bruce put a fight though. Bruce had the lead early. But Zay just kept doing what Zay does. And it's a great game, but there's not too much to speak. I'll give y'all the highlights as we do for the rest of the games. Tough mini from Bruce is tough. Tween, get to a spot. That's tough, Bruce. It's real tough. Tough. Get to a spot. Again, tween. Tough. Same thing. This was great defense by Zay, by the way. Cross. Give me that. Clamps up. Let's see. I'm trying to get more highlights for both players because both players had some real highlights. And I don't want to just make it seem like, was there any for Bruce? Yeah. So we'll start with Bruce's highlights. We've seen this already. Good spot. Yeah, like I said, he was up early. Oh my gosh. He had him a couple times on that, by the way. And one, that's tough. It was tough by Bruce. Good body. I haven't seen too many people be able to get to the paint on Zay. He was popping it too. But it was good. Little float. Not down. Good body bump into the flotation device. That's tough. Bump. Into that body. Tough finish. That's a good tough. Sell that hard drive left. And then settle. It's tough. And then let's get to Zay. Right here. Tween. Cross. Not down. Real tough. Real pro. Tween. See, like Zay, bro, that's so hard to guard, y'all. Like, he was doing this all night. The float into a shot. Tween. Oh, my God, Zay. Oh, my God, so pro. Oh, my Lord, Zay. Calm down. Lay me. God damn. Yo. Float. No, he was doing that damn near all night, bro. If he, like, step up, bro. Bro, if he's doing this all, like, if he does this every game, y'all, I don't see how anyone beats Zay. Be honest. Because, I mean, it's not impossible, but if he's going to start making people respect the jumper, y'all, it could get bad for a lot of people. So, great win for Zay. Who do I want him to play next? Honestly, I honestly want to see either Nas or LP. Or potentially a Scoob rematch, which I think would be a great one. And let's get to that. The game of the night, Uncle Scoob versus Frank Nitti. That game was, oh my, from start to finish. Great game. Clean for the most part. Not too much fouling, just great skill. And Frank Nitti had a chance to win the game. He did. He was up for most of the game. He was up twice. He was up 26-16 at one point. He was up 29-20. And at least that I remember. And Scoob just does what Scoob... I don't know how Scoob does it. He does what you does. I honestly didn't think Scoob would win. I had Nitti winning. And Scoob, once again, proved me and a lot of people wrong. And I'm starting to think I can't bet against Scoob, bro. This dude, Scoob, just finds a way to prove people wrong time and time again. He's Black Ghost for a reason. And now, him beating Nitti, his pay-per-view resume, y'all, he has a Rob win, an LP win, and now a Nitti win. And I know Nas is out here talking about he want to play NBA players and pro. Scoob deserve a pro. Because Scoob's only losses are the Eugene and Ness. And Eugene's arguably talent-wise top 5. No, he doesn't have that many games, but arguably Eugene is top 5. So my thing is like, yeah, that what a resume, great game, but Nitti should have closed it out. No, Nitti can complain about the foul call and want, but Nitti should have closed that game out. He had Scoob on the ropes, but Scoob found a way. He found a way like he always does. And for Scoob, I don't know. I don't know who Scoob plays next because obviously the LP rematch, but I don't think that's going to happen until next summer. It doesn't make sense. I think the LP versus Scoob rematch needs to happen at Summer Jam 2026. I think it will just be a year, especially if LP keeps winning. Oh my gosh, imagine, because this is why I'll get to Lamar Peters and JQ in a second, but quick topic on that. People keep saying they want Lamar Peters versus Nas. I personally believe that game should not happen right now. I think what would make it even better is a Scoob versus Lamar, and Lamar if he beats Scoob, that's when he plays Nas. Because I feel like if Lamar keeps winning, let's say he keeps winning, and then he comes back to the same pay-per-view that he lost his very first game, to the same person who beat him. Because this is how I would do it. If I talked all that shit and lost the way I lost, even though it was by 4 points, lost the way I lost to Scoob, I would not want to play, even though he's the top dog. I would not want to play top dog until I got his buddy back. And that's why I feel like Scoob. Same thing with Scoob. I know everybody wants to see Nas versus Eugene, but part of me wants to see Uncle Scoob versus Eugene Part 2 next summer. Part of me does. But as far as Scoob's next opponent, I don't know, because you could all the potential matchups aside from what a Nas and LP, you can't do a Ness rematch. It's too soon. Zay potentially could be a rematch, but that's like the only other game I could think of, a Zay or Uncle's or a Nas rematch. Right now, honestly, everybody else is on TNC. So I can't really give you a matchup for Uncle Scoob, but my gosh, Scoob, he's on a tear coming out of pay-per-views. And I think we need to start having a serious conversation. I have Scoob in my top 5 personally, but my goodness, like, oh We just gotta get some of these matchups, man. But I don't think the brands are ever gonna get along with each other. That's none of my business. But let's get to the highlights. This was tough when he started out with this. Like, scoop all the way up, rip through, hand battle, spin, 1-2. Layout was so tough. To start the game off, that was so tough. So tough, Nitty. Like, Scoob was crazy too. Look at this insane footwork. Nitty should have stayed on his feet there. If he just stayed on his feet and didn't fall for that, he would have got stopped probably. That's great D by us. Great offense by Scoob. Great defense, Scoob. Great defense. Scoob underrated be underrated with the blocks. This was tough. That's it. Nitty was up. He was making some great plays. He was up, but it was Scoob just found a way to win. He found a way. He found a way. Let's start with Frank Nitty's highlights. So you just saw this play here. Super tough. Super, super tough. Oh, and one. It's tough. Nitty, I don't care what Nitty said. Nitty got 1v1 back. I don't know why Nitty be acting like he can't play ones. Like, Nitty, you damn near top. You might not be top 5, but you definitely top 10 talent-wise. Like, what? That's tough. It's Nitty. Let's see where Scoop. I know they got Scoop's highlights here somewhere. Don't tell me y'all don't got Scoop's highlights. Scoop's killing. Oh, y'all don't got Scoop's highlights? No. No Scoop highlights? Okay. Hold on. Let me go to Scoop's personal page. Because he gotta have his height. Nope. Oh, wait, he does. Never mind. This is tough. We've seen this already. Oh, my gosh. That's disgusting. Big body. Yo, that's disrespectful. Oh, my. Bang. Can't give Scoop those at all. Tough. Tough, Scoop. I ain't gonna lie. I have not seen anyone play Scoop to his right hand. Not down. This was for game. This was so tough for game. Don't forget the uncle. We're not gonna forget the uncle, Scoob. But yeah, Scoob, one of them for real. Scoob, one of them. Anywho, even though I ain't forgot what you've been talking crazy about CT though. We're gonna get to all that. All right. Next, co-main, LP Lamar Peters, aka Nephew Peters. I'm sorry. Versus JQ. This was belt ass, to be honest. There's not much for me to say on this game. Lamar just did what he was supposed to do. Lamar's been on a rampage ever since the Scoop loss. He has been on a rampage. Like, he's been on a rampage. And me personally, I don't know who's beating Lamar right now because he's been on a rampage. And honestly, I'm so glad that Scoop beat him because he's getting back to the Lamar Peters that I know. the Lamar that I remember, the one from college, the one from the G League, he's getting to that form. And I feel like Nas got to play him soon, because if he keeps going to that form, I know a lot of people saying Nas, I don't know. Nas might not be able to beat Lamar if he gets to the form that I'm thinking he's on his way to. Because he's only going to get better and better and better. So, great game. But JQ put up a good fight. He did dislocate his finger. But shout out to JQ. He kept fighting. But it just wasn't enough. LP did what LP was supposed to do. And yeah. There's not much for me to say. This was just the game. I took a seat. For me personally, I took a seat and just relaxed. I didn't really stand up for. Cause I knew the main event was coming up. And I knew that Lamar was going to beat him pretty bad. So let's get to the highlights. This was so cool. He should have made this, bro. I was so mad. I was like, what in the... Look, come here. And he blew him a kick. He missed it. He fucking missed it. I ain't gonna lie, it did get chippy early, though. Look. JQ bumped him. He was popping a little bit. I was like, all right. He's like, I ain't going for that. And I respect that about JQ. He wasn't going for none of that. I was all right. But was it enough? Lamar started having his way. And then it got ugly. It got bad for Lamar Peters. I mean, not for Lamar, for JQ. So let's get to the highlights. That was disgusting. That was disgusting. And JQ really wasn't playing any defense either. He was basically... Lamar was, he's way too comfortable. Like, you got to have a hand on shoulder or something. But none of that. Not down. Like, Lamar was way too comfortable. Push cross into the right-hand leg. Like, not down. Like, Lamar was too comfortable, y'all. Big body. Boom! I'm just glad. It was 30-15, my fault. But it was a great, co-main, but it was just belt to ass. Who do I want Lamar to play? Honestly, give him Zay. Give him Zay or Ness. I know we want to give, but I don't want that Nas guy yet. Give him Zay or Ness. That's what I think. Zay or Ness would make sense. That's what I would go with for Lamar Peters, AKLP. Now, for the moment y'all been waiting for. The main event. One of the worst main events in history. Sit back, relax, because I'm going to have a lot. Because I'm going to only speak from my perspective and what I seen and what I heard. Okay. Now, me being from Connecticut, as y'all know, Jersey, New York, Connecticut, Massachusetts, I say our four states, we all kind of work in unison. So, like, it get like that, especially in ones. Crowd be on the floor, all that. Like, it get like that. And there was people from CT, New York, Jersey, like, so you already knew it was going to get bad. I had Briscoe winning, and I thought Briscoe was going to win a close one. But for a while, after all that Briscoe was saying, looking down upon the scene, saying Nas didn't belong on the same court as him, all that, Nas proved he definitely not only belong, at least on the 1v1 court, he belongs on the same court as Briscoe. And honestly, both of them should have won at certain points. But let's break the game down one by one. Briscoe came out. I'm just gonna show you right now. So Briscoe came out, and you see we all start standing up. And so far, the crowd's under control. You see Nas is in control with Manny, and his crew, right? So Nas, he's not talking, Briscoe's not talking, but you could feel the tension in the air. And there was a lot of muffies. So people are saying that there was 150K overall in bets. No, it was more than that. They only, from public knowledge, it was 150K, but it was 180 because there was like 30K from the side that I was near. I was like, I didn't bet no money because I don't be betting no money, but I seen people bet a lot of money. So the game started. Briscoe scored a nice little bucket, and then Nas went on a run. And then when it was clean, Nas was killing this nigga. But even though Briscoe was playing good defense, Nas was killing him. About getting downhill, getting to his spots, sidestep threes. Like he's abusing him. And it was 15-4 at halftime. And Jersey was quiet. I'm talking about Jersey was silent. And Nas did not say a word, y'all. He was quiet, calm, cool, and collective, y'all. Right? This was Nas. Excuse me. Then the second half comes and it becomes 23-9. And we're like, oh man, Nas is gonna win. And not just win, but win in convincing fashion. And that's when I heard. So Dev in the lab said that there was people. He heard people, saying that they were going to threaten the ref, that they were going to do all types of stuff to the ref. That part is true. I confirm that. That is true. Because there was people from my section who came down past security and basically threatened the ref, telling the ref. I didn't hear what they were saying because I was all the way upstairs, but I basically saw that, they were basically telling the refs, either Briscoe wins this game or something bad. And I was just like, yo. So I knew some shenanigans was going to happen. And then the crowd started getting bad. Jersey crowd started coming in. New York crowd started coming in. And it got closer and closer. And Briscoe started to come back. Made some tough buckets. But he had 17 free throws. Because the refs were giving... And I'll be honest, Nas and Briscoe were fouling each other a lot. They both fouled out. So, I mean, it was bad. There was a lot of trash talking going on. Scoob was going at his camp. They were going at him. And then it was 29-20. Was it 29-20? It was, something along the lines. Nas has game point. I'm thinking, all right, that's about to gain this game over. Nas gonna pop it online. Now, at the time, I texted last of you. Y'all can ask last of you this. I texted last of you. I said to him, yo, Nas about to be popping on the internet. Right? Y'all ask us with this. I texted him this. Y'all ask him. What happened was, after I texted him, the game, Briscoe started making some shots, tough shots, whatever. Game gets to 29-27. And now, there's some other things I need to reveal as well. People, the whole water on the floor thing is true. But it wasn't just water on the floor. I've seen people throwing soda, juice, anything on the floor to try to delay the game. So yes, there was like stoppages that would take more than 10 minutes. It was like 15 minutes of stoppage. So Nas got out of rhythm. So New Jersey and New York, yes, they definitely did muck the game up for Nas. And allowed Briscoe to find his rhythm. Then, I will, to Briscoe's defense, Briscoe, this is the part where Briscoe should have won this game. Well, before I get to Briscoe, Nas, you should have won this game. Because Nas, you had opportunities where you had an open jumper when you bumped him, missed it. You had your little, step through off the glass shot that you hit all glass at. And Nas has opportunities, but he missed. But this is also where Briscoe should have won. Briscoe, 29-25, Briscoe scores a layup. Right? Then Briscoe gets fouled again, makes another free throw. Then Briscoe, the last 3 possessions that Briscoe posted, Briscoe went up and got wrapped, but they called it the jersey on the drive. They didn't call the wrap. But I'm gonna give Briscoe the benefit of the doubt in this. The ref should have called the wrap. And yes, technically, when you wrap someone in a 1v1 via 1v1 basketball YouTube rules, that person should get a free throw. If they make it, it's their ball. I think it's make it or miss it, they get their ball. So yes, that's one instance. There's another instance where if they called a foul, and if it should have been a continuation because Briscoe hit it, that would have been game. So to his defense, yes, Briscoe should have won that game those 2 times. But then let's get to the last play. So the crowd just gets in. Before we even get to that, Nas got the ball before even that happened. Spun off, the refs stopped the play. And Trayvon Duval, probably seen the clip by now, smacks the ball while Nas is trying to lay the ball. I was like, yo, that's crazy. I was like, wow, that's insane. So, Nas felt some type of way about it. But, I get it. Both ends. So then, back to the last play. Briscoe gets the ball. And they're at the wing. The crowd is tight. It's like just as tight as when, if you guys live in Connecticut, been to a scale 1v1, it's damn near that tight. Bro, they barely had no space. Like, if you stepped wrong, somebody could tear their ACL or whatever, right? Bro, Briscoe says, I'm good, catch the ball. I got it, I'll catch the ball. Ref throws him the ball. Briscoe holds it. Then he tells the crowd to back up. Nas pokes the ball away. And technically by rule, that is a turnover. But Briscoe is like, nah. I ain't gonna play. Even though what I've seen was somebody, I guess, from Nas, because we seen another angle from Briscoe's perspective, that Briscoe went to sit down, had his shoes, because they was the narrative before. Nas was saying that Briscoe said, if I don't get the ball, I quit, He took his shoes off, whatever. The truth, what I seen was Briscoe had his shoes on, and I guess someone from Nas's team came over and said, no, if it's Briscoe's ball, he quit. So I guess they tried to make it seem like Briscoe was quitting, but he really wasn't. And they couldn't figure it out. And that was game. And they ruled it a draw. But by definition, Dev came out the other day, though, and said that they gave the victory to Nas, which rightfully so, because technically, Nas was up by 1 point. Nas did nothing wrong. Nothing. He did nothing wrong. And that was it. So the main event was a clusterfuck. OTD needs to get better with crowd control. But aside from that, the event was fine. It's just that main event, And this is why I don't bet. Because when you put that much money on the floor, y'all, the game's going to turn into that, something like that. So that's what it was. And, yeah. So we're going to get to the highlights, and I'm going to break down everything as we go on. So, like I said, Briscoe started it off. Boom. That's tough. It's tough, right? 2-0. Briscoe's like, nah, I'm chill. He's chilling. Then watch this. Now, this first fight, I'm going to tell you this. This was a travel. Like, clear as day. I didn't call it. So, yes, if you want me to say in Briscoe's defense, that should have, if that travel was called, Briscoe would have had the game. It would have been 28-27. Okay, cool. But we keep playing. This was tough by Nas, by the way. This is when it was 13-4. Get him up in the air. Popcorn. Now, that's what he does. Does he even say nothing? And just walks back to his corner. So, but we're not done. Don't worry. We're not even remotely close. This was disgusting. Oh my gosh, Nas, that was disgusting. The snatch, then the. So let's get to Nas. Is your core. Let's get to his highlights. But this was tough. This is so many tough buckets. Behind, get to a spot. Let's school. Sidestep 3. Oh my God, bro. Lord have mercy. Touch the earth. Reverse lay. Hey, bro. Nas, 1v1, different. Walks over to the Jersey side, don't say nothing. Disgusting. Lemmy. Boom. So that's Nas's highlights. But we're not done. We're not even done. We're gonna have to leave Ballislife. Shout out to Ballislife. So let's get to Isaiah Briscoe. Listen to this closely. Shout out to Pills. Shout out to Pills. This is the last 3 possessions. Pay attention. Foul. That's a foul. You heard that, right? What y'all think about that? So that was really that. And that's what it was. Very interesting. Let me know what y'all think, man. That was the pay-per-view. That was my thoughts. Who do I think Nas plays next? I think he said he wants an NBA guy. He wants Patrick Beverly, but no. I don't want to see that. Patrick Beverly's too old. No. We don't need to see that. I personally want him to play a YouTube guy. And then when Eugene German gets back, set that up. Set that up. Immediately. But that's what I think for Nas. Zay, I don't think he's going to come back to the scene. He clearly, and what I don't like about Isaiah Briscoe was he made a post on his story talking about, I walk away with 40K, which, thank you, which is just, that's bad. But, it is what it is. But that's basically my review or aftermath, whatever you want to call it, of the Ballislife versus OTD pay-per-view. Like, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys next time. The next 2 videos will be the pre-recorded videos. It'll be the last couple parts of Last of Us. I finally was able to get them cleared. So stay tuned for that. And then y'all gonna get the evisceration video. My response to that content creator that you guys, I know y'all are probably like, it came out of nowhere. It did. It definitely came out of nowhere for me, but here we are. And to that content creator, look, you should never did what you did. That's all I'm gonna say. Shout out to Last of You. Shout out to all my people. See y'all then. Peace.